Hello and welcome to Rollin' with the Homies, a Dungeons & Dragons podcast where we, a bunch of ragtag hooligans, attempt to tackle and defeat the nerd's holy game. My name's Seb and I'll be your dungeon master for this episode. I have just enough experience and barely any knowledge and prioritise drawing pretty maps and going deep into ridiculously complicated and irrelevant world building over actually planning my sessions.
As you should.
But yes, I say I'm the DM for this episode since we all love to both play and DM in this group. So instead of a long campaign with one DM, we have shorter 5 to 10 episode adventures so that you can experience loads of different characters and DMing styles. In this particular campaign, we'll be playing the 5th edition of D&D, and there will be discussions of fantasy violence, dramatic and traumatic backstories, some naughty language, and even naughtier jokes because we are all children. We keep a detailed trigger list on our Instagram at rollinwiththehomiespod. Today, around the table, I am joined by Nat.
Hi.
Kate.
Hey.
Thea.
Hello.
Ned.
Hi.
Cloud.
Hi.
And Maddie.
Ahoy.
Let us begin. You are in a lovely little seaside town. This place used to be a fort of some kind. It's like kind of got some battlements left over, but it's kind of been, let's say, remade. Lovely stonework houses, cobbled streets, very pleasant, but it's pretty clear that there's not a lot going on here. This place is unfortunately starting to die.
Disgusting.
Terrible. We have a central town square with a dry fountain in the middle because everyone knows that in dead towns there's always a dry fountain.
Yeah, no, that's a very important landmark.
He's
Yeah.
really,
Very,
really good at this world building.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Yes.
As we look kind of closer at the fountain, we notice that sitting on the edge is a very small, very, very ginger halfling. So Nat, would you like to describe your character to us?
Hello. So, my name in the story is Argo. I thought I was going to go.
In the make-believe little world that Seb's created.
So, Argo is a halfling ranger. They are gender fluid, so they kind of use any pronouns that you are vibing with. They'll take anything they can get. They came from a little halfling community, and then as soon as they could, they got the hell out of that place because that wasn't their vibe. They wanted to adventure. Yeah.
Very nice. So we have Argo just vibing, showing up very early because, of course, yeah, very early. Kind of off from one of the side streets, we see kind of skulking around in the shadows. A bit watchful, a bit careful, but making sure, they know what's going on. We have an elf very kind of stealthily moving into the square. So, Ned, would you like to describe your character to us?
Of course. So, Aella is a high elf. She's sort of mostly masked herself using pretty dark colours. She's used to the sort of skulking around thievery sort of work. She's got shockingly bright eyes, like bright blue, but for the most part they're covered up by a face mask that only allows a little bit to go out. She's working at the minute. A big long cloak sort of masks most of her, but you can see like the tips of some very, very pointy ears. But in all in all, she's quite short as well. Yeah.
So as Ayla sort of hangs around the edge of this square, she notices suddenly behind her quite a large presence. It's hard to tell exactly how this large creature managed to approach so quietly and softly, but Ayla sort of looks around behind her and she sees a Goliath standing there, quite big, not like kind of taking up a lot of space somehow, but very strange for a Goliath. Sort of not
Tiny
making a huge
presence?
amount of noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Big
Kate,
statue,
would you
tiny
like to
presence.
describe your character to us?
I would love to. My character is Keothi Softwind Dunakalathi. He
One
goes
more
by
time. No, I'm kidding.
he goes by either Keothi or Softwind. He doesn't mind either. He is 8'6", so quite
boy.
a big boy. But he is the gentlest of souls. He loves helping people. He is currently dressed in like a purple shimmery type outfit, which
Oh, he's got the fashion.
and he loves it so much. And you can probably see on his forearm or chest that he's got small flower and star tattoos on his skin.
I love you.
He's got warm, happy eyes that if you would look at them, you'd be like, okay, he's a safe person to be around. And in general, he loves helping people. He's very
just a
kind.
boy.
He's a good person. He's a lovely person.
All right. I just want to see what Ayla is thinking about this massive Goliath that has appeared behind her.
That's appeared behind me. Immediately, Jesus Christ, the fantasy equivalent. I'm just gonna jump back a bit. I mean, a Goliath has manifested.
Right next to you.
I don't know if I've done this, but I certainly know something's happened to cause a Goliath situation.
Oh, not the situation.
And how will Keothi be responding to?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Did I scare you? I didn't mean to.
A tad.
My name is Keothi Softwind McCarthy. Nice to meet you. What was your name?
My name's Ayala. Have you been following me long?
Oh no, I just saw you back here and I was like, oh, a friend.
Yeah.
It's just my
Baby.
son.
As this lovely little discussion is taking place, the other side of the square, we see sort of slowly but surely marching her way into the square, a strange creature, not the kind of creature you would normally see wandering, especially this part of the world. But we see a turtle. So, Cloud, would you like to describe your character to us?
My character is Yue, and if you're sort of not familiar with turtles, think Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda type of situation. Just a big turtle girl. She's roaming the countryside. She looks like cottagecore house on the move. Her shell is covered in things, and she little pots and pans hanging from and she's somehow also got a canopy coming off of her shell as well. There's so much going on, and she's got a big wide sun hat and lots of little flowers. She somehow has plants growing on her. I'm not entirely sure how that's happening. She doesn't know either. She's okay with it. She's got a whole herb garden going. She's vibing, she's having a good time, probably looking for an apple or a carrot or something, looking for some fresh produce.
Okay. So, the four of you kind of vaguely aware of one another. Argo might still be lost in sort of the world. Ayla and Keothi definitely recognized each other, and Yue is sort of just kind of vibing, looking around. Another presence walks into the square. This presence is kind of immediately noticeable. You don't have, you're not sure exactly why. They look human, but all four of you immediately kind of look over and see this man. He's a large man walking into the town square. He looks around and says, here you all are. This, as you understand it, the four of you that are currently in the square, is the man who has called you here. You've all come here to do a job for him. You recognize him. Do you approach him?
Keothi shuffles past his friend and then walks over to the man and says, "Hello, I'm here for the job, I believe."
Hello, yes, you're the Goliath, yes.
Yes, yes. it's
Nice
me.
to meet you.
Yes, I'm a
Without
Goliath.
the rest of you, he kind of cranes his head to look around the Goliath in front of him to see Ayla.
Hi, yeah, sorry, I've been a bit distracted. I won't lie. I assume you called us here?
That would be the case.
Excellent.
Where is everyone else?
Scattered, I imagine.
So he kind of looks over at Yue, says, there's the turtle. Hello.
Oh, hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What was your
too.
name again?
Dispatch,
Dispatch. Oh,
he says
nice.
after
Sorry.
a bit of hesitation.
You sure that's your name? You seemed.
That's the name I go by, yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay, cool. No,
And what a
no.
lovely name that is.
Thank you.
He
kind of is still looking around and he sees Argo sitting on the edge of the fountain. Says, Halfling!
Argo just looks up.
Yes, hello, he says.
Mm.
The man of many words.
Dispatch is confused. He's like, what? Why is... Okay, he just kind of lets it, like, shrugs and, alright, I guess this is happening now.
I'm good
And
from
he
here.
kind of walks around to the fountain and
Question.
stands in the middle of the square, yeah.
Dispatch attractiveness out of 10 now.
Yeah, no, I was
let me
gonna ask.
describe, let me
I'm not
describe-
here, but I
Please.
need to know.
Let me describe Dispatch to you.
Oh,
So
thank you.
Dispatch is this kind of tall, like...
I'm already there.
He's a tall, big man. He's wearing this kind of like brownie, like sort of hat that kind of shades his face a little bit, and he's got these weird, like kind of white silvery glasses on, so you can't quite see his eyes. But he, has this, these strange glasses on.
Frosted glasses?
Yeah, sort of like frosted glasses
Clarification.
kind of thing.
Brownie hat. Is this a hat shaped as a brownie?
No.
It's a brown. It's a brown-esque.
I'm sorry.
Brown is in the
Brownish
colour.
That
Brown
was
is in
just
the
my
colour.
first impact.
Brown is in the colour.
As soon as I hear
it's a
brown
big,
hat.
it's a big floppy hat, like a scarecrow. He also, from underneath his hat, he has very long, flowing brown hair with like silver streaks in it. It's very clear that this man is getting older and his hair is starting to turn silver, but he's, still kept it long. He's just this sort of tall, he looks like kind of, like he's a big, strong man and he'll protect you, but he'll also, spoon you at night. Like,
I want to
The
dispatch.
response-
he's that kind of man. Like,
Big and
Aw.
soft.
now as Dispatch kind of approaches the fountain, he looks at the halfling, at Argo, and just says, just kind of up and down, and then just nods and kind of
Argo nods
sits
back.
down next to him on the fountain and just kind of reclines back. And he says, there's two more. And almost on cue, we hear from another side street some kind of, rattling, clanking noises. As you all look over, you see this very small man wandering into the town square with a massive pack on his back that is surrounded by just containers, boxes of every size. Very, very confusing sight. This man, he looks like in a similar way to Yue's shell, rather than like various assorted household goods, he's just got boxes kind of jangling around on his back. So, Thea, would you like to describe
I
your character?
just saw
to us?
the image that you put for John.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
So his face claim is
What's his face? Kit.
Kit.
From Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes. His name is John. His male, Hildor, looks like Kit, and in a similar way to Kit, his passion in life is going door to door selling containers to those who
He's a
probably don't
Tupperware
need it.
lady.
That's all he wants in life. Please, for everyone's sake, don't get him onto the topic of containers. It will never end. That's his name.
Dispatch kind of waves you down, says, "Over here, dwarf." You approach.
He's all about the race, isn't he?
Yeah.
Losing
So
points
you're
there.
So, yeah.
He's losing deal
John-
points for being so focused on
I'll,
race.
I'll keep count. It's
John
fine.
kind of wanders up. John, would you like to greet everyone?
Hello everyone, my name's John.
I'm sorry, what was that? So sorry.
You're going to struggle to do that.
Yeah,
The whole
that is not
time.
good.
Jesus Christ. Is this kind of hentai?
My name's John, everyone.
John's very giggly.
Hi there, I'm Keothi Softwind from McAlphy. UN.
Yeah.
Is the
Hello.
name.
Hello. Hello. It's good to meet you.
Can we be friends?
John starts crying.
John bursts into tears.
So,
Words unheard before.
Dispatch kind of looks around at all of you. He says, good, almost everyone's here. We've got one more to wait for. You guys wait for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 7 minutes. Finally,
Is it getting awkward?
as 10 minutes
Are we
have passed,
talking?
you guys are kind of like just kicking the ground, like kind of looking around.
Yeah, Argo's getting antsy.
Yeah. I was, starting to
Just
do cartwheels, stuff like that. Dispatch looks completely at ease with this fact that you're waiting around. He's in no rush whatsoever. Kind of stumbling into the square,
Stumbling?
you hear, just the sound of somebody who is kind of thinks they're fashionably late.
Strutting is
But-
the word you're looking
But
for.
yeah, it's a strut that is
A pace.
a
strut.
pace strut, a unsure strut, but it is a strut nonetheless.
Yes.
Dispatch kind of looks over his shoulder and says, "Oh, okay, here's the tiefling," and you all kind of like tiefling.
Oh.
And you all look
Oh.
around. Tieflings,
Oh.
none of you have seen a tiefling like in the flesh before.
Oh, tea. Okay.
So, Maddie, would you like to describe your character to us?
Yeah, totally. This is Florian. He's a tiefling wizard. Yeah, at first glance, definitely a bit interesting. He uses he, they pronouns. They have extremely kind of mauvey bubble pink skin, like pink, and like white hair and big ram horns. And decked out is the word I would use for how he is dressed. It's a lot considering how like small and meaningless this town is. Dressed to the nines, as he should. So it's like a lot of silk, a lot of twinkling jewelry. You're pretty sure you're going on an adventure. Does not look like they're ready for an adventure at all. And yet, strutting is the word I would use.
Yeah.
They know that no one has seen them before,
Yeah.
and they're about to give them a show.
So Dispatch stands up and he says, "All right, we're all here. Good. Now, I've told you all that I have a job for you. I told you it's not going to be too difficult, and I've told you that I'm going to pay you. So let's get straight to it. Have you seen the iron refinery just outside of town?"
Yes.
Just in case one of us didn't know, could you just describe it real quick?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, all of these buildings look the same. They're all just like grey and shit and boring, so I just kind
It's
of added
built
them
into
all
the
together.
side of the mountain, about 10 minutes up the road. About an hour up the road from here.
Oh, yes,
Big-
that's
I
I did
different.
notice that on my way.
Like big,
Yeah.
ugly thing just sticking out the side of a mountain.
It's not ugly. I own it.
Right, I'm just gonna backtrack a little bit. No, I've never seen it before in my life.
Okay. So Dispatch kind of looks at Florian like, okay, and turns back to the group as a whole. Says, as I just said, I own the refinery. I bought it recently. And I have been, over the past few months, keeping a skeleton crew up there to maintain it while I try and figure out how best to restart it. I have a vested interest in this town. I want to see it grow into the iron distributing powerhouse that I knew it as in my youth. You have no idea how old Dispatch is. He looks like he could maybe be like between.
Oh, he's like one of those that like he could be like just turning 30, or he could definitely
Yeah.
be like 85.
Yeah.
He's like Paul
He's-
Rudd.
He's one of those guys.
He is a
yeah.
Paul Rudd. He's
Yeah.
a Paul Rudd.
Oh, just adding that to he gets his points back.
Yeah.
He's receiving more
Okay.
points.
So he says, what I want you to do is go up there and investigate what's happened, because I haven't heard back from my skeleton crew
Oh no.
for almost a week now. So come with me. He kind of makes a grand gesture and kind of swishes around and turns on his heels and walks back the way he came. You guys were following him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before Florian leaves real quick, he like leans back and he just goes, Bartholomew! Barry! Oi! And then you just see a large snake round the corner kind of climb up his leg and around his neck. He's like, alright, I'm ready, we can leave now. And then kind of like topples after all of them.
Dispatch is not amused. However, he takes you down one of the lanes off of the square and he kind of stops in front of this nice looking townhouse. It looks like it's, maybe could be looked after a bit better. But, it's reasonably nice. Opens the door, kind of says, welcome to my place. Walks in and it's this kind of very, very cramped townhouse. He looks like he could probably use with an upsize just because he's quite a large man. He's almost 2 meters tall.
Shit.
And he is, yes, quite large. Keothi herself struggles to get in.
If you don't mind, I might just stand outside and have the door open and talk to you.
He kind of looks back and realizes the problem and says, oh, no, okay, wait around the front. And he points to a window
Okay.
that is like right next to the door.
Keothi walks around and you can see
Yeah.
his head pop up into the window.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys follow Dispatch. The Dispatch kind of walks down the hallway, takes a left, and then kind of walks back towards the front of the house. You guys emerge into this kind of workshop-looking room.
Cute.
There's like a big desk, like one of those kind of drafting desks. It's like slanted. He's got some massive pinboards and stuff on the wall that are filled with sketches on parchment.
Is he good at drawing?
There's a couple of bookshelves. They're reasonably good drawings.
Okay.
Respect.
There's even a little plant in the corner.
Good.
A singular plant.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it is a mess. There is stuff everywhere. The guy has
Ew.
very clearly recently moved in. There's
I
still
was
like
about to
boxes.
say recently divorced.
No.
I was like,
Still-
whoa.
Man is recently divorced. You
Well,
can
I mean,
tell by the side of
Everyone
that.
just like licks their finger and holds it up to the air and goes, yeah,
Ah,
that's not
divorced
true.
divorced.
There's still like boxes of stuff
Finds
everywhere.
table with lunch with his wife for tears.
And there's like nothing is in any particular order, but it's kind of like a kid's room when they've messed it up. But like there's still like paths through, there's boxes on the floor, but there's like clear paths.
He knows how to get around.
Organized
The
chaos.
desk, however, the drafting desk is very organized.
Ooh.
And in front of it are the big windows where our friend Keothi is kind of peering in from outside. And he kind of unlatches and pulls open the windows. Kind of cold air from outside kind of rushes in. And you guys are all kind of in the same space. Keothi may be outside because she can't quite fit into the small house, but you guys are all together. So he stands at the drafting desk and he kind of addresses all of you. Turns around, looks at all of you, and he says, okay, and then looks back at the desk, starts kind of like rummaging in drawers. Before finally he opens one of the drawers and says, he reaches in, he pulls out a sending stone. Now, do any of you guys, could all of you roll for history, please?
Can do.
Can Florian just like snatch it either way to take a closer look?
Snatch it out of his hands.
He just kind of like grabs it out of his hand.
Ooh,
and
next
looks
one,
closer.
baby. 21.
I got a 13.
I got a 20.
For history?
Yeah.
I got my
Um,
history.
7.
Can you, what would that be for, like sleight of hand for snatching it out of his hand?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you roll sleight of hand for me, please?
I got a 19. I only have +1. That was just a really good roll.
Okay, you go to grab the sending stone from him, and manage to like quickly before he realizes just getting out of his grip. And he kind of widens his eyes and immediately, like no time wasted at all, he immediately makes an unarmed attack against you.
Ooh,
Jesus.
cute.
So-
So
I did my
points are
history
lost
check.
there.
Yeah,
He's antsy.
you have just stolen a very, very, very valuable item from him.
Yeah, no
Fine.
points are
Well,
lost.
no,
You're
he
being a
wasn't
dick.
stealing it. He just wanted to take a closer look. To be
But
fair.
you took it
Yeah, but you
without
took it
saying
without asking
anything.
anything.
Fine.
Actions have consequences.
He rolls
Florian's never heard of
a
that.
21 to hit.
Let me just check. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but it's honor. Oh, me about 24.
Yeah, you take 3 points.
3!
Throw
Fucking
socks
hell.
This
in
is
the
a
face.
big, strong man.
Yeah.
You nosebleed.
so
Serious
Florian gets
So
nosebleed.
he kind of like shoves you in the chest, knocks you to the ground, and with his deafness, he kind of like snatches it back
Yeah.
out of your hands. He says,
That's fine.
"No."
No touching.
He just kind of like lands on the ground and then just kind of like pouts. And he's just like, oh, fine.
It's like, remember I'm paying you for this job.
I just wanted to look at it.
You could have
And
asked.
see
Use your
more.
words.
Whatever. Alright, continue
Right.
with talking.
Now that I've been sufficiently frightened, Thank
Oh,
you,
Stop. That's-
Florian.
Oh, you're welcome.
He kind of takes a deep breath. This is a sending stone. It is very valuable. However, I will have you know if you try and steal it,
I wasn't trying to steal it.
there's consequences will be dire. I've been using this to keep in touch with my skeleton crew. I've been trying to get in touch with them for the last week and they haven't responded. What I want you to do is take this, go to the refinery, figure out what's happened to them, come back, give me back the sending stone, tell me what happened to them. If they're still alive, excellent. They're still alive, they're still operating the refinery. If they're not, I'll figure it out myself later. Your only job is to go there, figure out what happened, come back, give me back the sending stone, and I'll pay you.
Of course, dear. Can do.
Easy peasy.
Sure.
Make sense?
Simple as.
Crystal.
Oh, you said crystal. Okay, I was like, what word is that? Now, those of you who roll, what did you all roll on history, by the way?
21, baby.
21?
And then someone
Seven.
rudely interrupted.
11.
13.
20.
Okay, Yue and Argo know that a sending stone is a wondrous item. They are very rare. They enable two parties. They're kind of like long-range walkie-talkies. They enable you to communicate over any distance with someone who has the stone at the other stone, the stone that it's kind of paired with, and even like across multiple planes. So these things have unlimited range. They basically just allow.
So, like the
instant-
ultimate walkie-talkie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's your mission. He kind of looks over you and tries to figure out which of you is the most trustworthy, and then promptly hands the sending stone to Keothi.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, and he says,
this is bullshit.
he says, and this is also because she's like apart from the rest of you and you can't immediately nick it back from her.
Yeah.
He says, look after this, make sure the pink one doesn't steal it.
I'm not pink.
Sure.
First of all, albino red tiefling. I would appreciate if you referred to me as such.
He kind of looks at you on the floor and just is like, I can't believe I'm paying these people to do this for me.
Florian's just like stroking Barry's head and looks very upset.
Yue shakes her head. She's like, this is not good. Can you stop being an idiot?
He kind of says, okay, you guys can go.
No.
I'll be here when you get back. It's still kind of early in the morning, and he says to you, if you're not back by dark, then I'll head up myself. See what's happened to you. If you're not up there, if you've disappeared with my sending stone, there'll be trouble. And also just know it's useless without its twin.
Okie
So,
dokie.
don't get any funny ideas.
But will the buyer know that? I'm kidding, it was a joke.
With
Christ.
all due respect, though, Dispatch, why haven't you checked it out already? Why hire a full crew?
No,
He
he's
kind of-
paying us sharp.
He kind of breathes in, breathes out, and says, I may own the refinery, but the last time that I went there, let's just say that it didn't agree with me.
Oh.
So I will only go back there in dire circumstances, like if you don't return.
Would I be able to roll insight on that?
It's a bit
The refinery
vague,
is
innit?
the refinery is
Five.
alive.
Five. He's
Keothi.
telling the truth, as far
Yeah.
as you can tell.
Can Keothi?
Yeah, go for it.
I might as well, actually. I've really
You
high
ain't,
insight.
22.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, you know for a fact that he is not telling you the whole truth. However, he is being sincere when he says that something in the refinery doesn't agree with him. and he is also just, you know that he's. I've actually forgotten what dispatch
Cautious?
just said. You know that he's being sincere when he says that there's something in the refinery that doesn't agree with him, but he's definitely concealing something from him.
Keothi turns to him and gives him like almost a knowing look and says, "Was there anything else that you needed to tell us?"
Ooh.
He says, nothing that relates to the mission.
Okay.
Ju-
Alright.
Just jumping off of the elf's question, will it possibly, quote unquote, not agree with us?
Not as far as I can see.
Well, I don't really see any problems. Let's just crack on.
Amen.
Okay,
Yue nods in solemn agreement.
you guys seem pretty
This
happy with that.
fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So the five of you,
She's just saying that.
the five of you that are in the house, he kind of ushers you out. You head back out through the front door, and he kind of points down the road away from the square, and you can kind of see in the distance that the road kind of winds a bit, and then it starts to climb up and around a hill in the distance. And he says, "You follow that road, about an hour, you'll get to the refinery. Good luck." And then he kind of stands and waits for you all to head off.
Yue lifts a claw question mark.
I'd like to call it a paw.
It's
but I'm
not a-
appendage.
A hand maybe? I don't really know what a club is. They look like clubs.
They do.
A hoof? I've never questioned what a turtle has on the end of their arm. But lifts one of those and does like a pad?
Like an elephant, yeah.
Smart. And sort of does like the universal symbol of chief.
Aye, Captain, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
He
tortoises.
kind of nods at you,
I've just googled it. Tortoises have an official name for their feet, and it's called a
Please tell us.
A digit grade.
digigrade
Digigrade
spines.
Hell yeah.
spines.
Yeah, Florian kind of gives him one of those like little like finger twinkly waves, kind of like winks at him, and then just like
Dispatch is
keeps going.
Okay.
Individual
Not a fan
device.
of this one. Alright. You guys heading off?
Yeah.
Yes, Keothi starts heading the fact he's excited, he's interested, and he's looking forward to helping people.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Okay. You guys all heading off? Alright. So you kind of wander out of town together. I don't know if you want to make any small talk as you head up. You guys kind of had never really met each other before.
Does anyone want to buy a container? Just putting it out there.
I could make a deal with you.
I'd like to hear it.
Right, so I've got these really good love potions. I think we could make a little bit of a swap, except instead of you giving me containers, you give me money.
I don't. Look. I don't know if I need a love potion.
Wait, do you
It's
have
just-
potion bottles or just like little square ones?
Just I can do whatever you want. Whatever you want.
It's not the first time I've heard that said to me before.
Oh god.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. So as you guys kind of walk up, make some small talk as you go.
Yue sort of just like hangs around the halfling, like Argo, but like not in a creepy way. She just sort of likes walking next to her.
Yeah, Argo just keeps giving you the side eye. I'm like, okay.
She's not trying to be creepy, but she's like,
Argo's
This-
slightly
the-
creeped out.
The vibes,
That's
the vibes
okay.
are here.
The vibes are there.
So you guys kind of, as you walk up the road, it's not too cold of a day. Like this kind of region of the world, it's very, it's like just coming out of winter. The trade season's starting soon, and the kind of weather is starting to get better. It's still a bit chilly, but it's not cold beyond reason. Like Yue is suffering a little bit. She's from a tropical climate.
yeah,
but
Yue's like,
she's not. It's
fucking
not.
jumper weather.
It's not to the point where she can be like, you know, like I'm about to perish because of how cold it
Yeah.
is.
Gotcha.
So it's, you know, it's crisp. That's the kind of
Crisp
vibe.
air.
Need a jacket.
Yeah, you know, you want to be reasonably rocked up. So as you kind of follow this road, eventually, after about 45 minutes of walking, you come to a kind of mountain face. And ahead you can see kind of set into the side of the mountain this kind of large, it's grand-ish, like it's not super like big, like it's not like the entrance to a dwarven city, but it's not like a tiny hobbit hole entrance into the side of the mountain. The path kind of splits a couple of ways. One side leads off to a building that you guys recognise as a stable, and the other kind of leads off to a kind of small stone, like rectangle-ish building.
Can we see the what was it called? An apothecary?
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 What?
Okay.
Wait, what was it?
Refinery?
Refinery. Where did
Why
I
did I
get
use an
apothecary
apothecary?
from?
Yeah.
Anyways, I should probably write
So,
writing
I have
notes.
a question.
Can we see it at this
You
point?
guys, you've all been in town long enough that you know like roughly what the refinery is.
Is it ugly?
So
That's my
it
question.
is inside the mountain.
Is it ugly?
What, inside?
No, just from the outside.
No, it just looks
Yeah.
like a stone, like kind of entrance into the mountain. It's kind of
Okay.
like a cute little arch. It's open. There's no door.
Ew.
I think ugly is up to interpretation.
There's some like gates. There's no door that's closed. There's some like kind of gates. They're not solid gates, but there's some gates that have kind of like swung open.
Alright, whatever. They'll survive, I guess.
Okay. So you guys walk up, and can I get you all to roll perception for me, please?
Can do.
Would love to.
I got a 18.
All of a 7.
She's too busy just vibing.
11.
I got a 12.
Ayla?
Oh,
you got-
sorry, I just got a 7.
A 7. Okay, so Florian, looking around, kind of peering
Eyes of a
at the,
hawk, what can I
peering
say?
at the entrance to the refinery, and then kind of looking around. Kind of peers into the stable. They walk past and notice that there is a wagon inside the stable. It looks broken. So like it's kind of hitched on its side. One of the wheels has fallen off and kind of rolled a short distance away. You also, as they kind of look in, Florian kind of sees that there's no horses.
Yeah, Florian kind of like leans to the side slightly and peers in and goes like, ew. And then kind of like points over to the stable and the broken thing. And it's just like, well, someone's clearly not taking very good care of this place. I did say it was ugly. Just saying. I did say that.
I did say that. I heard you say that.
What
Yeah.
said? We're going to look around.
Not everyone acknowledging you verbally. Agreeing with him,
We're going to look around for like horse trademarks, like seeing if a lot of them have left in a hurry.
Yeah, roll for investigation for me.
Would I see any with my perception roll?
You'd need to roll for investigation as well.
Okay.
So that's only an 8.
Yeah, no, he doesn't care that much. I'm just gonna...
Okay, so as you kind of look around, there are nothing recent. So like, it looks like some stuff may have been shuffled around inside the stable, but there's no tracks as far as you can tell.
It doesn't look like anything left in too much of a hurry. There's no major tracks lying around.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Shall we go in?
Yeah.
Well,
the
if we
rest of you guys
see
can-
any horses, we know they're where they're meant to be, so
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Well-
just go on.
let's just keep... Yeah.
Actually, I might try the stone thing above first, see if anyone's there.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
take out the sending stone.
Yes, and says, how do I know how to use it?
You just speak into it. It's like a there's a little. It looks like a little face.
Okay.
And there's a little mouth on it. You just kind of like speak into it.
Kyothi leans over to the stone. Hello? Hello? Is anyone there?
Nothing. You don't hear anything.
We're friendly. We're here to see if anyone's there to help.
Still nothing.
Maybe just lift it up a bit.
I'm already 8 foot tall, I think.
I think we have the.
A bit more.
We got a bad
love is
signal.
what I meant.
Go
Try turning it on and off.
Okay.
Give it a
Just
shake.
give it a little bang.
Kiosty places it back into
Alright.
his satchel.
Can I do an arcane check on it?
On the sending stone?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Just see if there's anything funky about it.
Mhm.
See if it seems normal in it, the way it's meant to be. I've got a 12.
It's a magical item.
Wow,
Wow.
fuck you.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's
He's just
magical.
like, yes. And he's
This
kinda like
magic
doing-
item is made of magic.
Whoa.
Thanks, Flora.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kiosty.
Yeah, let's head in. Yeah, Argo's keen. to-
Kyofi,
Okay.
go for it, love.
No time
You.
like the present, says
Go
UA
ahead.
and marches on in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get laid, get paid.
Okay,
Gatorade.
so
I like that. It's cute.
you guys are kind of wander into the refinery. It's a reasonably it's like maybe 50 feet long. This passageway kind of out of the refinery. It's very clear that this was like where wagons would have come along, carting out the refined iron and other goods that they would have made in here.
Is
Back when this place was operational, but it's a fairly dark stone tunnel.
Is it lit all or?
There are torches that are lit on the wall, but it's very clear that they haven't been changed for a little while.
So they're like not lit at all. It's fully dark.
Well,
in there.
they're like
Dim.
they're like they're dim.
Can I cast thaumaturgy? It's a cantrip, and just make the lights brighter so we can see everything that's around.
Yeah.
I just realized I have dark vision for 60 feet. That doesn't really matter. But he's gonna do it anyway. Maybe he just wants to
Good
He's
show off.
helping his
Florian.
friends.
Yeah.
It's for turtle.
Yeah, it's for the turtle. The turtle.
No.
All of you have dark vision except for the turtle. Does
I don't
John,
know.
does
Wait,
Rachel, does
let
Keofi have dark
Yeah,
vision?
no, I don't have that.
Let me see.
Surely
I
the
think-
dwarf would
No,
have dark
dwarf
vision.
would.
You. Halfling?
Halflings might not.
No, I don't think I do. This is the first character I have. That's
Let's have a look.
You see, he'll like present it as being like they did it to help people, but really he just wanted to show off the fact that he has magic. So yeah, he did that.
Okay.
Good
So
job, Florian.
you guys are heading
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit cautiously.
in. Okay. You can kind of
As UA stated, no
Yeah.
time like the present. Let's go.
the torches kind of as Florian cast. What was the name of the spell?
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy. The torches kind of like flare a little bit and it gets a bit brighter, but you can tell that there is light at the end of the tunnel. The refinery inside is lit up. So as you kind of move forward, you guys reach the end of the tunnel and emerge into what looks like some kind of storage / packing preparation room. There's a heap of barrels, chests, containers, as it were. John.
It's a trigger word.
Yeah.
John
okay.
John shakes in his motherfucking boots.
Okay. There's like it just looks like this place would have been super productive. Like you would have had people rushing around, like preparing all sorts of things.
Ew.
There's some other wagons, like carts off to the side, that are kind of like ready to take anything that they're exporting from here away.
Is
The
it,
light.
sorry, is it the same cart that was in the stable?
It is. They're smaller carts. They're not like
Like
designed for carrying
wheelbarrow
people.
vibe.
They're designed for carrying like
Got it.
shipments of iron and stuff. The light in here is coming from above, so there's actually some holes that have been dug through the face of the mountain that let natural light in. And there's also a bunch of torches that are still burning around the place. Okay, so you guys also notice in this room, if I could get you all to roll perception for me, please.
24.
I went from an 18 to a 6.
21. Okay.
Haste. Yeah.
15.
Okay, so UA, Argo, and Ayla all notice that not everything here is as it should be. There is a bunch of stuff that has been knocked over. Just immediately you can tell something something has happened here. There's like there's been some kind
recently
of
or just
Same
you
brain
can't
cell.
tell. You'd
okay.
need to go and like have a closer look at stuff.
May you
But if I
like
ask you
investigate?
guys to venture into the room,
Yeah,
Wow.
Yue will,
As
and
you
she'd
kind
like
of-
to investigate one of the broken things.
Yeah, Argo thanks.
I-
okay.
on
So you
towards
guys
the
kind
container.
of Yue and Argo kind of wander forwards, and
Yeah.
they see this broken stuff. And as you walk forward, you see on the ground, there's kind of like splinters of wood everywhere. Some barrels have been broken and knocked over. Something very like kind of strong has moved through here and knocked this stuff over.
Right.
You
Bull in
also
a china
notice,
shop
both
type
of you,
deal. Yeah.
on the ground, there's what looks like some kind of it's like a dark smudge of some kind, black
Okay.
streaks that kind of run across the floor.
Like a paint
Um,
or like a scuff mark or
bit-
like a charcoal.
Or the
It's
badge
like
smudges.
the stonework in the floor has been charred.
Okay.
Fire.
the best
Not,
of the
not.
sponges.
It's not. The two of you that can see it. It's not by fire, as far as
Yeah,
you can
no.
tell.
Right.
It's some kind of magical, like sort of
Like a magic
like
charm.
some kind of magic has like
Cool.
brushed
burnt
over-
something or brushed over.
the
Right.
stone and like charred it in some way.
Okay.
While you guys are perceiving, Florian's just like looking at the skylights, wondering what they do when it rains. Like he's just like in complete like, wow.
Interesting, fascinating. Okay.
What are the rest of you doing?
Keothi is actually walking around the room, seeing if he can see anything like entrances and exits and all of those types of fun things.
Okay, so we'll get back to you in a second. Okay, what about you two,
I'm
Thea?
feeling
And
some of like the scuff, like I noticed something being knocked over and putting it back in the container it was in.
Okay, so John's kind of sorting things out, making sure everything's
Oh,
back
Johnny
in
is
order.
organization
Johnny is
plus.
the MVP.
Yeah.
Taylor, what are you doing?
He's like, oh, a mess.
I
Let
might
me
do
clean it.
the similar thing as Keothi and just be looking around for entrances and exits with my perception roll from earlier.
Yeah, I didn't use it, so that's okay.
Fair enough.
So the two of you, as you kind of wander around, the rest of the party is kind of looking at these scuff marks. Florian's staring up at the skylight, trying to figure out what's going on. John is putting this barrel back together very lovingly, very carefully. Keothi kind of wanders over to the right side of the room, so to the right as you came in, and ahead of you, you see a large kind of tunnel that goes down into the ground. This is a staircase of some kind. However, as you kind of look into it, it's a ramp. It's not actually a staircase. This is a smooth surface. They would have been able to push things up and down here.
Okay.
Can you roll for history for me, please?
Yes. What is? Got a 6.
Okay. You're not sure what the ramp's used for.
No.
Um,
He's like
okay,
ramp.
and as you keep kind of wandering around, you head past that ramp and around to the back of the room, and you see there's a door here that leads. It's kind of ajar, and it looks like it leads into some kind of other smaller storeroom. As Ayla goes around the left side of the room. I will say, sorry, Kate, Keothi also notices on the ground that the scuff marks that are on the floor that everyone else is kind of looking at, they lead up to the ramp and then also like go down below, down the ramp. And then obviously, yes, there's the door that leads into the storeroom. Ayla, as you kind of wander around to the left, you go in the opposite direction. You kind of approach, you kind of walk past a bunch of barrels, chests, other stuff. You approach a door that's set in the far left wall, opposite where Keothi has found the ramp that leads down below. This door is completely blown off. Its hinges, like it's sitting flat. This is like it's a wooden door, but it's just sitting on the floor. The scuff marks on the floor here they are much bigger, much darker. And as you kind of peer into the room, you see it looks like an inn sitting room. So there's like some chairs, there's a table, there's some candles that have burnt almost down to the bottom in here. some bookshelves. But in the corner of the room, there is a massive, like, black smudge on the wall. It's completely blown apart the bookshelf. There's splinters all over the place. And yeah, it looks like whatever these black streaks are on the ground, they originated from in this corner.
Right.
Yue would like to do an arcane check on the black smudge
Yep,
to see
go for it.
the magical properties, possibly.
Also, at this point, Florian has
Or I
realised
can
that
check.
everyone is gone. And
Oh,
he's
that's
following.
upsetting. For a girl with a +4 on Arcana, I got 11.
Ooh. You can tell that they are of magical origin, but they don't seem to have any kind of magic left
Okay.
in them.
Okay.
Might just share. Yue, Florian, can you come over here and have a look at this? It's not really my area of expertise, but I think I found where the smudge is coming from.
Yue meanders over. She constantly meanders. She only has one pace.
One mode of movement, and that
Yeah.
is the meander.
Is the meander. She also, like, I don't think running would bode
Does she
well for
amble?
her.
Does she, like,
If the situation
Requires.
is so dire.
Yeah, if it's a stressful situation,
Yeah,
she will
okay.
move up to an amble. But it's generally a meander
okay.
for
Okay.
her.
This is a lot for me to handle.
Alright.
Florian comes over, but he's not really paying that much
No,
attention.
I'm just going to point to it and go, what's that? I've never seen anything like it.
Big black things.
Nor I. I don't believe so. Can I do a history check?
I'll do an
maybe?
arcane check.
Yeah, do an arcane check. You can do history.
Would just like to be
I got a
like,
19.
maybe has she seen it before at any point, or this
Wait,
form of
Florian's
black
doing his
stuff
job.
You
Yay.
are the
It's-
right person.
Yeah, it's magical.
It's magic.
There's something.
Wow.
Something.
Right.
Thank
so,
you.
So,
Thank you, Florian.
so
It's magic as shit. I can
let
tell
me.
you
Can
that
I
much.
finish?
Yeah.
Before you all interrupted me, when I explain how it's
As soon
magical.
as a single thought enters his brain, it just
So,
comes out.
It looks as though some kind of magical explosion of some kind has taken place, an outburst of energy, and it has like just completely covered this corner of the room in this black smudge, and it has blown apart furniture.
Cool. And you said it wasn't your area, right? How dumb do you want me to dumb
So-
this down?
Pretty dumb.
All right. So, magic.
Right?
Boom.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Do you have any clue what school of magic?
You
Sorry.
For
for everyone listening,
it doesn't resemble anything that you recognise. It's something.
For everyone
something
listening,
Can we possibly
During
be able
this
to
pause.
tell, like, where it kind of starts from, like
The source
the
point.
source?
Have you wandered over as well,
Yes.
Argo? Okay,
I
so
would
are
also
all of you
like
kind of
to know-
peering into this room now?
No,
Keothi's still wandering on the other side.
Keothy has.
John's still fixing up barrels and stuff.
Well,
It's
no.
I don't
not-
know, it's up
I
to you.
feel like
You're the character.
I feel like as soon as Argo hears something about the other room, it's like, okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna check this out.
So you all kind of are peering into this room. Are you stepping into this room?
I don't want to step into that room.
I'm sorry, babes. No, I don't know what school it's from.
Right. That's okay. I wouldn't touch it, just as a general rule.
Is
Yeah,
it covering
no.
the entire?
No. So it's
Well,
like
Is
kind
it
of,
like a big splat?
it's kind of a
looking
big
thing?
splat in the corner, and then it like
So it has
trails
kind
out
of a-
Right.
through the door, and then
Ooh,
over through the middle of the room, and then down the ramp.
That's
next
that's
to the
the nasty. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's a little.
So there is like a point. It kind of starts in like the corner.
Yeah, so it's very clear that something has kind of like splattered its
Ugh.
magic
Um,
all around.
lovely.
and then-
Yue.
Magic contains. Please.
Can,
Dwarf
can-
man, my darling, do you mind taking a
ain't-
sample? Like, give it a little scoop, put in one of your lovely containers.
I'll give you the container for it. you can do the scooping yourself.
Look, I have to say, I think you're the one who's like an expert in the containering of things. I saw you back there putting them ingredients back in there. You're a master at that, I must say. Why don't you just go ahead and put it in the container.
If you want to use one of my containers, mate, you have to pay for it.
Alright.
Can we see
I
the end
respect
of
your
the trail?
salesmanship.
That angle.
The end, like the end of the trail.
No. So it's kind of like, it kind of diffuses a little bit as it leaves this room. It kind of gets more sparse as it goes over to where Keothi is. But it still continues as far as you can see down this room at the other side of the room.
Yue takes a cautionary acorn. I don't know why she's got acorns, but that was the first thing that popped into
Okay.
my head when
She's
I
got
thought small
acorns.
object.
Some snacks.
And she just sort of throws it
She throws
at
it into
the
the room.
splat.
Yep.
As that happens, can I just duck my
Okay,
head back?
just make an athletics check for
I'm
me.
so
Oh,
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
It's less of like a forceful throw, just more of like a lob.
We're still
Just like a
making
light. I
athletics
will. I shall. But
Well,
no,
that'd be
that
sleight
is
of
a light
Can I
lob.
run?
Would that be sleight of
Florence.
hand?
She did it so well that she got a 21.
Throwing
So-
an acorn.
She hits like directly in the middle of
You
the
see
splat.
Yue in this kind of like superb, like graceful motion, kind of like arc her arm perfectly, and this acorn
Classical
kind of like
music
arcs
players.
through the air, bounces down onto where the splat is kind of the thickest, and it just sort of like kind of tumbles around a bit in the corner. Nothing is happening to it.
Definitely
This acorn is not
fantasy
being affected by
basketball.
whatever.
Yue nods and reaches her digigraft, or whatever her hand is referred to as,
Yes.
towards John and goes, "Little container, please." she
Really,
and
you
she
can
just
say it.
and she just gets a butter knife and she sort of just can she scrape it like off the ground? Is it like a scrapeable thing, or
Wait,
is it
so,
like
sorry, have you gone into the
No.
room?
well isn't the stuff coming out of the doorway?
Yeah, but the splat is deeper in the room.
Like where
You can see it from where you are, but you can't reach it. That's why
Or
you have to
are you
throw.
sampling
Right.
splashers that can hear you?
Well, she goes inside.
Okay, you walk into the
She
room.
walked into the room.
Okay.
She
you
is
walk into the
decided-
room.
Everyone roll
She
for
has
initiative.
done the acorn test.
You,
Argo has a moment like
Roll for
reaches, but it's like
survival.
too late.
She's done the acorn
you
test.
walk into the room, and as you round one of the armchairs, you trip over. You almost trip. You trip over something that's on the floor. Can you make a dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
What is she meant?
Poor
Shell
Tall.
out. Yeah.
Oh no, y'all! She does not like landing shell up.
I don't think
She's
I
so
don't
up.
Okay.
think she gets a choice in the
Okay.
matter.
You, as you kind of round this armchair, something catches your little turtle digistrade feet, and you trip over something soft on the ground. You take 1 point.
Is
of
it a
bludgeoning
puppy?
Okay.
Are the rest of you kind of going into the room as you see this turtle trip over?
Oh no.
I'm
Fuck no.
I'm gonna go.
You're
Yeah.
walking into the
Yeah,
room?
it's instinct, yeah.
Florence
Opinion.
standing right there, probably peering in.
Okay, so Argo walks into the room, and as you kind of look,
Could
like,
be
rush in to see if this turtle is okay, as she kind of like flounders on the ground, you see on the ground, the thing that she tripped over is a corpse.
Oh, she
Okay, so
did not
no
see the
worries.
corpse when I looked
No.
into the room.
It was like obscured.
Okay,
behind
I'm
this
sorry.
No, it was obscured behind this chair. You tripped over
Argo
it.
just goes, thank
Okay,
God,
fair,
I
fair,
couldn't
fair,
do
fair.
worse.
Can we see
It also,
it now?
like, it was kind of like. you
Okay,
couldn't
no.
quite see it, like,
Sorry,
sticking
just the
out of
way
the
you were
smoke.
just like, and she tripped over
Sticking out of the
a
smoke.
corpse.
Yeah. Okay.
A whole dead body.
So, you,
what is it? Tell us. We're on the edge of our seats.
Oh, well. Just a dead body.
okay.
Sorry, did I mishear you?
No, you did not mishear me. It is a dead body, a corpse, if you will.
Oh
Right,
my god.
so-
Oh my god.
I will, but
So lovely to meet you all. I'll see you later.
so they did.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bubblegum.
Say it again.
What does,
Auntie.
it, what does it look like?
It is a female half elf.
It's a female hobo.
Gone too soon.
She looks
innit?
like she was killed in a. Well, you can't tell exactly how she was killed. She's kind of like splayed out. She's on her front. You can see her back, but half of her body is kind of over, like it has been corrupted by this smudge,
Cool.
darkened. It looks like just like her flesh has been charred by.
Right,
but,
nobody
like,
touch
the other
it.
half of her body, like you can kind of see.
Yeah.
It's just like normal flesh.
Seems like it has the same stuff that was in the corner all over it.
Right, nobody touch it.
Yeah.
A little help. I'm very distressed now. I don't like being on my back.
Argo helps the turtle. Turtle.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just make a strength check for me.
Please, you'll
Yeah,
need
I
one.
How
You're a little
heavy are
half.
you?
I am a little small.
No comment. That's very rude to ask, actually.
Okay, where's my... I'm having a month.
The halfling. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, halflings are actually really strong.
Watch yourself.
Oh.
Just check yourself. I didn't do great though. 9.
Okay.
Keothi has
It just
heard
takes
everything
me a
that's
long
happened.
Like
Has
200 kilos?
walked over.
Okay, you try and pull the turtle up, but it's not happening.
It's like, well, it was nice to know
The
you.
best method is to just sort of rock me forward from the back of my
Do a
shell.
little rock.
Okay, once she's given you this technique, you can roll for strength again with advantage.
Hell yeah.
Has this happened often? You seem
No
quite-
comment.
As you're rocking.
I would rather not.
19. So,
19. Yeah, okay. You managed to, like, with the technique.
With the
that-
momentum of her rocking
that
back
she
and
was able to
forward.
teach you, you kind of like hoik her back up. and
Yeah.
just, oh,
Argo's
okay.
like,
She sees this corpse on the ground.
She screams and pulls back. No.
it's like, Argo would not help you.
Oh dear. Okay. And she just backs out of the room.
Okay, with the acorn or not?
No, she's
You
like that
break
shit. That shit stays.
Okay.
Change your alignment.
She's
Yeah,
illiterate.
Okay, so what are the rest of you doing? You guys are kind of crowding around outside this door. Keothi's walked over. Yue is heading out of the room, and Argo's still kind of standing there looking at this corpse.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
in, I reckon, and give
Okay.
it a good proper look
Yeah.
in this room.
Can you do like
Yep.
investigation? Jim?
Yep, both of you roll for investigation for me, please.
While they're doing that, I think Florian's just going to say, well, look, we've found him. I say we head back to Handsome down there.
Hey, bubblegum. We don't know if this is the person that we're looking for.
Right, first of all,
non-natural 20.
really
Okay.
offensive name. What, you want me to call you Shorty? Would you like that? No!
I call
Argo?
it like it is. You can call me Shorty. I do not care.
What is your roll?
So rude.
Argo?
Disrespectful.
I'm rolling it.
Okay.
Roll again for luck. I got 6. So, no.
Okay,
no.
so as Argo kind of,
Fail.
Argo kind of looks around, doesn't see anything crazy. Like, oh, there's a dead body there. There's a massive smudge in the corner. Who'd have thunk it?
Argo's doing
As Ayla looks around, she notices, looking kind of down at this corpse, you can also see that there is a stab wound through the back, like kind of the back of her, like, you know, through her spine. Kind of.
Yeah.
Doesn't look very pleasant. It looks like it probably would have killed her. There is also, as you kind of look around, the table in the corner, there is a book that has been left open, partially charred by the smudge, but there's a book that's been left open there with a pen, like a quill, kind of like sitting on top of it.
Without touching it, I might have a look at the book.
The book?
As best as I can, read it without touching it at all.
Yep. Okay, so you kind of like step over this dead half-elf lady. And reading this book, you see an entry from about 4 days ago. So it has the date from 4 days ago. And it reads as follows. We found something today. We were going through one of the storerooms downstairs when Lucille discovered a fake stone in the wall. I managed to pry it loose and it revealed a small compartment, inside which there was nothing but this strange artifact. I have no idea what it's made of. The orange gold metal is strange to touch and makes my hair stand on end. There is a mysterious crystal suspended in the middle of it, and it baffled all of us. We decided it would be best to keep it hidden away. We're not sure what Dispatch would think of it and decided not to tell him about it. I certainly don't want to forfeit my share of the fee for this job, just because we've discovered something that he might have intended to keep hidden.
Is there any method that I would be able to grab that page specifically without touching?
Yep, you can kind of tear it out.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yep, make a sleight of hand check for me.
Perfect. 8.
8. Okay, so as you kind of tear it out.
So is that a fail? Because if it is, I might use Cynac dice, which then I can roll a d6, and if it's a success, then I can add that to the modifier.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
But that's only one.
Excuse me.
Okay.
What?
So-
Cynac dice.
What does
You're
that
at
even
a-
mean?
That's a 9.
You wouldn't
you're at it, so
understand.
as you kind of, like,
Ned
try
really
and rip
said,
it
"Shut
out,
the fuck up! You don't
do
understand,
You
Normie."
do a reasonable job. It comes out not like a incredibly precise rip.
Yeah.
There's a couple of tears along kind of where the seam is like kind of coming into the middle. It's fragile, but you can still read it.
Okay, cool. That's perfect.
Everyone just watches awkwardly as he's like trying his best, but it's not working. He's like swearing softly. She's swearing softly.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Can you see what Ned's character's doing?
You've walked out of the room, haven't you?
Yeah, but I'm still looking in. I didn't
Yeah,
like
you can-
walk
you-
out and
you
like
can- you can see
disappear.
what- you can see
Oh,
what Ned's
okay,
doing,
cool.
yeah.
I didn't know if he was like in the corner doing like his
Yeah.
fuck. Ayla. What did you find over there?
I think I found what happened to them. It's looks like they found something as they were digging some secret room with a crystal artifact, I guess. Yeah, I reckon that's what caused it, or at least all of this up here. But I reckon we'd have to investigate further downstairs in order to find out any more information.
Interesting.
At this point, he obviously pipes up and says, "The black smudges, they lead down the ramp down over there. So I think that's where we need to go."
I agree.
Well, just once again, he did just want to know if they were okay, and then if they're not, we like come back.
But we
Yeah.
only know if one
Reckon.
of them.
What did he
He
say?
asked you if you could find out.
Where his skeleton army is, right?
So
his
the
little
skeleton
buddy.
crew is the name of the. That's just what you call the group.
Oh my God, I thought it was a crew of skeletons.
We're not going that fantasy.
Darling,
yet.
shh.
That's sick.
This is
Skeleton-
why Ned doesn't tell you anything.
I thought we were looking for a crew of skeletons.
Skeleton crew is just the minimum amount of people required to keep an operation going.
Just shut up now.
Yeah.
I thought we had a magical
No.
crew of skeletons looking
We are
after
the
your
skeleton crew. In the
looking
hood.
after your
Just
refinery.
ignore her.
Yeah.
My
But yeah.
Argo's favorite band just
Okay.
two group.
So he asked you if you could, if they were okay, great, come back and report that they were fine. If not, figure out what happened and find the sending stone, if at all
Okay.
possible.
So
So the main thing you wanted to do is figure out what happened.
Okay.
So
Well,
you guys currently know,
Killed
Ayla
by black
knows
sludge. Write that
that
down.
they found something
Yeah.
that whoever wrote the journal, or whoever wrote, what's in there, they don't like it. It doesn't agree with them.
It doesn't.
Which strikes you as familiar to something that Dispatch told you earlier. And the
This artifact is not agreeable. I have a feeling, guys.
and yes, it just strikes you as that.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah, I'll relay the information all across from the note, especially the bit about them not having told Dispatch.
Yeah.
And was it again? They found a stone.
A stone and it seemed to have a crystal sort of embedded, floating in it.
Can you roll for not perception? What would memory be, like wisdom?
Probably, I'd say
Like just recent memory, probably wisdom.
wisdom.
Yeah,
Just a wisdom
roll
check.
straight wisdom. Yeah.
Straight wisdom.
4.
Okay.
Not very wise.
Yeah, nothing.
He's
yeah,
delivering.
it doesn't.
No.
I haven't heard of anything like this, but I mean, it sounds grim, irregardless.
Can I roll for wisdom?
So you're looking at the note?
Oh, but
Like,
didn't he
he's-
read it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll for wisdom anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we?
Can
Well,
you
I
roll
asked.
for history on the
I
description?
asked and got a 7, so shut up.
Can you roll for history on the description of the artifact that they found,
Yeah,
or is
go
that
for
not a
it.
thing?
You can roll for history on that.
Okay. Are you serious? 6.
Yeah,
I'm
the
not.
dice really aren't helping you
we're
guys.
not-
The dice are being
Yeah,
so
you don't- you
rude.
have no idea
I'm
what they
giving
can
up
do.
on the
Okay.
digital dice. I'm
Yeah.
using my
Okay.
physical ones
I've just,
now.
yeah,
Okay.
you just get nothing from digital.
So,
usually give
yeah,
me
you guys have got this note.
Jesus.
Well, steady on. What are you doing? There's
yeah.
a dead body in the room. There's a black smudge all over the place. You've got this note that says they found something.
I think it's pretty safe to say nobody touched the body, nobody touched any of the black smudge. We need to find out what happened here, and that means going downstairs.
I agree.
All of them. Perfect.
Well, looks like you're raring to go, so go ahead and take the lead. We'll follow you nicely.
Yeah.
John sees the ramp and sees the carts that were used to
Oh, I
do
see.
the metal.
Yeah.
Puts one and two together. Can you ride down the ramp in a cart?
Okay.
God.
You can certainly try.
Oh no.
So John goes and grabs a cart.
I like the idea of all of us leaving the room as this is about to go down
Yeah.
as well.
John has gone and grabbed a cart while you guys have all been investigating this room.
Oh no.
John is currently unhitching a cart from the wall and
John-
pushing it towards where
John
the,
leads his
ramp
own
is.
life.
Dwarf, darling.
Do we see
The rest of you
It's
see
not
John
gonna
getting
fit in
ready
your
to
backpack.
send it
Argo's
down
like,
that
It's
ramp.
what are you
not gonna
doing?
fit in your backpack.
What are you doing?
Okay, no. The rest of you see this, and you're like, "What are you doing?" You see John about
What are
to
you
send it
doing?
down this ramp.
Yeah.
I have some questions,
Jonathan.
John, but I fear that you won't answer them.
I don't think there will be answers to this.
No,
I just.
First of all, why?
I agree with that.
Why not? You know.
Second of all,
You guys,
brain damage? Question mark.
you guys, how are you reacting to this situation?
We're just standing there watching.
Just
You know,
going,
we're standing
what?
here.
I don't think interfering's gonna happen.
We're standing there heckling him essentially.
Okay. Okay.
You know
Yeah,
what? Go for it.
We're
Do
okay,
it.
Yeah, we're questioning, but we're
Do
not
it, John.
stopping.
John, are you going?
John,
are you
do it.
continuing with this plan?
John, I dare you. Go for it.
You're gonna ride
Go
this car
for
down
it.
the ramp?
Stop
You can do it.
Little inability to not respond to peer pressure. So he like sadly takes off the containers off his backpack and puts them in the cart instead of going in there himself. And now he's just got the cart for his containers. Is that okay?
Okay.
You could say
He's got a
Okay,
wheel
so
down.
he is-
for his
He has
container.
succumbed to the peer pressure in the complete opposite way as anyone else,
That was anticlimactic.
and has simply said,
Pussy.
"No, I won't do it," and puts his container.
You can't make me.
Keep your eyes on him.
What are you guys doing?
Kiyothi walks over to the storeroom. Can he see if there's anything in
Yep.
that storeroom?
So you look inside. It looks like an armory, but it's pretty bare. There's a couple of short swords on racks in there, and there's like a leather helmet on the ground, but that's it.
Could Kiyothi grab one of the short swords?
Yeah. So you now have a short sword.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
personally don't carry weapons. I feel like they just stump my look.
Then why are you here?
I'm really good at magic.
Okay.
Also,
do
I've
you
got
do
a
any magic as
snake.
you do the twink?
I unfortunately do not have dancing lights. Right, did you not see? I went the torches. They went.
I just thought that was the place, if I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
I had
Right,
no
well,
Because
idea.
it happened
first
as we
of all,
arrived, so
I didn't
like,
really notice.
Yeah.
That
To
you
be
were-
honest-
Well, it was me.
I just thought
I'm
it was
really
automatic.
good at magic.
To be honest,
Yes.
we thought that your reason for here was just for commentary.
That's so rude.
Okay.
Was it not?
You can do like lights.
You
I can
guys-
make a campfire.
Yeah.
So...
You guys are kind of wandering over to where
Yeah,
John is.
I reckon starting to head our way into the.
Yeah.
So are you heading down this ramp?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
Oh.
cautious. I might go behind two or
Okay.
three people.
Yeah, it's pretty dark down there.
Okay.
Like
have
it
a
starts
light?
to get dark. It's not as well lit. There's no light coming in from above anymore.
Should I make my campfire?
You go down one ramp. It kind of emerges onto like a flat landing,
Mhm.
and then on either side, the ramp begins again
Mm.
and continues down on either side of you. So, yeah, are you heading all the way down?
I reckon so.
How much
Yes.
light is down this tunnel?
It's diffuse. There's some kind of diffuse light coming from downstairs.
With dark vision, I roll chill.
Yeah, with dark
Except
vision,
for-
you're fine.
I
But
do not.
for those of you that do not have dark vision, there is some diffuse light.
Okay.
Yeah,
She
just
ain't blind, but she's
Mm.
kind of behind everyone because she's definitely not walking first in dim light.
continuing making our way down. I reckon.
you guys emerge into the next room, and we are going to end the episode there.
You bastard.
And we will catch you next time as we find out exactly what happened at the refinery
Yeah.
on Rolling with the Homies.
Woohoo.
Thank you for joining us. We hope to catch you here again next episode.